Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is gonna be something a little different. This is kind of a touchy subject because it was recent. It did just happen. So we're just gonna jump right into the video and yeah. So 2 days ago, I got off for work. I came straight home. My boyfriend took his lunch break to go pick me up from work. So well, he was here, he ate something for a little bit, like he was literally here for like maybe like 5 minutes ish. I had put some leftover pasta that I had in the fridge into the microwave because it was my birthday weekend and I did go to Olive Garden. If you follow me on Instagram, here's my link, whatever, and you knew that I was there, whatever. And well, I went to Olive Garden. I had leftover pasta, and so I put it in the microwave. I set it to 3 minutes exactly. I remember this. I set it to 3 minutes exactly. Then whenever it was ready, I went to go to the kitchen window, and I will show you how everything in my house is, like where it's located, like what I saw, what, you know, what everything was that was happening. Okay, so my front door was locked because my boyfriend had just left, whatever. Like he had just left, maybe like I would say like 10-ish minutes that he had just left. So the pasta was in there for 3 minutes. I was standing by my my kitchen window, like in front of my sink, because I was looking for like you know when you clean the dishes and you put them in the like drainer thing. So I was looking at my drainer thing for like clean forks, and so I was looking in that and I couldn't find any clean forks. And while I was looking in the drainer thing, I was in front of my window, my curtain was open, so I was seeing outside my window, and it was dark. It was dark and my lights were on, so you could see inside the house too, which, like, I don't know, like, I know it's weird, but like I don't really like mind it. I don't, like, I'm kind of like naive, so I don't really like think about things. Like I'm not like, oh, like I shouldn't have the windows open, like people are seeing me, like, oh, whatever, you know, like I just whatever, like, you know. So the window was open so that you could see me, and the lights were on, and it was dark, so that means you could see inside the house. I will show you a preview of what it looked like ish. Well, when I looked outside my window, there was a car in my driveway, and it was parked like coming towards the window, like, you know, it wasn't parked, it was like coming in towards the window, whatever. And I saw it and I was like, what is it doing, you know, like why is it right there, you know what I mean? Like, but my neighborhood is like kind of bad, you know, like there's people who sell some things that don't need to be sold, whatever. But so they always come, like I've noticed when one day I was off, I had my windows open, and like I noticed a lot of people go through my driveway to like get out. And so it was a common thing, so I didn't really think anything of this car. I really didn't think anything of it. I was just like, oh, maybe he's just gonna pick up his things, whatever, leave. And you know, he used my drive-through to get out, whatever, because that does happen like often. So I didn't think anything of it. I noticed that in my drainer thing that I didn't have any forks. So I was looking for forks while this whole time was happening. I was looking for a fork, but the whole time I kept finding spoons or knives or whatever. So I realized that there was no fork. So at this time, I just got a spoon, and I was like, fuck it, like I'm just gonna eat my pasta with a spoon, whatever. So I started eating my pasta. I put on a David Dobrik video, which if you know his videos, they are only 4 minutes and 20 seconds every video. So I put on a David Dobrik video. I started eating my food. 3 minutes into this video, there was a knock at my door. So if we go back into it, that's my boyfriend was like here for like he left like maybe let's just say like 6 minutes ago. Then plus the time that, you know, the 3 minutes plus the other 3 minutes that I was watching the video, whatever. So that's 12 minutes in total, you know, that he was gone. And my boyfriend is a very big vapor, so I just, like, in my mind, I assumed that it was my boyfriend, because at this time of night, who else would be at my door? I assumed it was my boyfriend because he had just left like 12ish minutes ago, and, you know, maybe he forgot his vape or something important to him. Maybe he forgot it, and that's why he was back at the door. And I figured he was knocking because sometimes he leaves his keys in the car to, like, you know, keep it on, just run in real quick, whatever. So that's what I assumed. I assumed it was my boyfriend. So then when I'm walking to the door, like, I get up, I put pause on David Dobrik, and I'm sitting in the kitchen, like in my dining room area, whatever, when I was eating this. So I push pause on David Dobrik. I scoot out of my chair and I get up. And then before I go to the door, I go to my kitchen window and I look outside. And what I see is I see the same car that was in my driveway. I see it, but it's like, it was like parked in front of my mailbox. So, which means because it was coming in through my driveway, it would have to reverse out to park in front of my mailbox. You know what I mean? You get, I'll show you pictures and stuff, whatever. So it would have to, like, reverse out to park in front of my mailbox, which right there, that's already suspicious because my driveway is like a loop. So this person could have just looped around, you know, but this person backed up the hard way and then parked right in front of my mailbox. And then another thing that I noticed was his emergency lights were on. And so this is what got me. What came into my mind was Criminal Minds, but I am so naive. I'm like, oh, it's not gonna happen to me. It's not gonna happen to me, you know? So in my head, I thought of, like, if this was a show. So I based it off of the show. If this was a show, this person came in my driveway. Instead of going the easy way, he went the hard way out and parked right in front of my mailbox, and he has his emergency lights on. If this was a show, if this was Criminal Minds, whatever, then I would answer the door and he would say, oh, my car broke down. Can I borrow your phone, or can I come in, whatever? Like, you know, wait for, like, I don't know, whatever. Borrow your phone, whatever. And yeah, he would get my phone, whatever. Then I wouldn't be able to call 911 or whatever, and he would kill me. End of story, like, right? Because I thought of this in my head, I got very scared, which I'm glad I did, because I could have been dead. I don't know exactly what this person's intents were, but if you think about it, like, why was he here in the middle of the night? Why did he come to my house in the middle of the night? His car obviously wasn't broken down because he reversed out and then parked. You know, he's like drove a little bit to park in front of my mailbox and then parked. I don't know this person, you know, and if I did know them, they would have texted me like, hey, I'm outside your house or whatever. First of all, it's so suspicious or whatever. And then, okay, he knocks on the door. I go to the door and I look through the people. I'm like, maybe it is my boyfriend, whatever. Or maybe I know this person, I don't know. So I look through the people and I don't see anyone. I don't see anyone standing there. Like, no one is right there, but like where the people can see, which is also suspicious. Like, why would he not be in front of the people? You know, if he's knocking, he's still standing there. I know he's standing there, but he's not in front of the people, you know, like that. I don't know, to me that's kind of suspicious too. So at this point, I'm scared. I'm really scared. And so I lock my deadbolt. My knob was locked, but I mean, we do have problems with that, so it's like not always like sometimes it'll lock and sometimes it doesn't. So either way, but I locked the deadbolt and I start texting. The first person I text is my boyfriend, because he just left so he'd get here fast, whatever. You know, if he's not at work yet, he could get here. So I started texting him, and my sound is on, and I'm right in front of the door. I'm right in front of the door, so I'm pretty sure, like 100%, he can hear me texting right in front of the door, you know? And so I turned my volume off because I didn't realize it was on, whatever. So I turned my volume off. I continued texting. I text my boyfriend. I'm like, hey, I think someone's trying to get into the house. Like, I'm scared. Or I'm like, hey, someone's at the house. I don't remember exactly what I said. Hey, someone's at the house. Like, I'm really scared. Can you call 911? I can't talk. So then, because I know that my boyfriend was going to work, I knew he probably like, would he be able to see it? Maybe, but not like for sure. And this was like, I was already scared, so I needed someone to call 911. And I felt safer in front of the door because I would see if he would come in, you know, if the person would come in. And if I was hiding, I wouldn't know if he was in here or if he wasn't, you know. I wouldn't know. And I feel like being in the know, like I don't know, made me feel safer, because I knew if he was in here or not. I don't know. So I didn't want to move. I just wanted to stand right there at the door. So I texted the next person. I texted my friend Brina. I texted her, hey, can you do me a favor? I'm really scared. Someone's at my house. Can you call 911? She also works a lot, so I wasn't sure if she was gonna like see it in time. So the last person that I texted was my mom, and I sent her the exact same thing. I was like, Mom, someone's at my house. I'm really scared. Like, can you call 911? I can't talk. And well, she answered, and she was like, okay, what's your address to give to the officers? Like, she knows where I live, but she wants my exact address to give to the policemen so that they could get here or whatever. So I sent her my address. In this time, after that, he knocks again. I obviously don't answer again. And so I'm like texting her. I'm like, hurry, Mom, I'm scared. Like, and I'll show you all the text or whatever. I'm really scared at this point. Like, I'm really scared. Like, you know, I don't know who this person is. Like, you know, you would think after like them hearing my phone texting right in front of the door, like they would get the hint and be like, okay, like, you know, I don't know. After that, like, I don't answer. So then a little while later, he's like, it's a man, and he says, hello, you know, like, hello. And he says it one time. So I'm just like, after I know it's a man, I get like even more scared. Not that women aren't scary, but like, I don't know, like, it's just scary because I'm like a skinny girl. Like, you know, if you know me, I'm very skinny. I'm like 103 pounds, you know, and like, I wouldn't be able to protect myself. I don't have a gun or taser or anything. Like, compared to a man, he would easily like take control of for me. Like, I wouldn't be able to save myself in that situation. So I'm even more scared now. And this is like a man I don't recognize. I don't recognize his voice or anything. So I'm really scared. You know, why is this man at my house? And he obviously knows that someone's home. You know, I'm pretty sure he knows it's me because he saw me in the window. Like, after a few minutes, I was texting my mom, like, you know, hurry, Mom, like, are they coming? Like, I'm really scared. Like, and I was like deadly scared. Like, I really thought, like, I was like, oh my God, like, this is the end. This is like, this is how I die. Like, he's just gonna like kick in the door and just like kill me or something, like sell me to sex trafficking or something, I don't know. And so then after that, he like, you could tell he was angry because he used the like little like gold thing, but like the way he did it, he was so aggressive because like I'm pretty sure he knew I was home. He said hello and everything, you know, like he knew I was home. And there was no car in the driveway, so, you know, there wasn't like any like oh yeah, their car's here, they're home or whatever. He used the little gold thing, but he did it so aggressively that I knew he was mad, like no one was answering. So he did that. I'm still texting my mom. I'm like, hurry mom, whatever. So then a little while after that, he no one answers because I'm the only one home and I don't answer the door. So after that, like, I hear him put his card. I don't know if you know about this, but it's like an easy way to break into houses or doors or whatever. You just put like your credit card or just like any card that you have or don't want to get scratched or whatever, and you put it in the slot, and then it'll like basically push in the like lock thing so that you could like open the door, you know, even though the door is locked, you could do that. And I heard him like messing with that, like putting in a card in my door thing, and I heard him messing with it, and I was like, oh my god, like, you know, and the deadbolt was locked, so he wouldn't be able to like achieve this. But still, like, this is actual proof that he was going to break into my house. He was trying to break into my house. He was like committed to this, like, you know. And so, okay, after that, he does that, and then like a few minutes later, whatever, like after I build up the courage, like he doesn't do anything, like it doesn't work or whatever. So he like stops doing it. He's still there, I hear him, and then like a few minutes later, like I don't hear him anymore. So I look out the peephole, and I don't see his car anymore. So I text my mom, I'm like, I don't see his car anymore, like I think he's gone. So she tells the officers, obviously, whatever, like he just left or whatever. I mean, I don't know if he just left, but it was like a few minutes after the car thing that I didn't hear him anymore. And then I looked in the people, whatever. Then she's like, officers, they should be on their way, whatever. So I go to the kitchen window to make sure that he's not there. I look out the kitchen window, his car's not there. I check my back window too to make sure that he didn't like go to the back, so I could be like, oh, I'm safe, like, you know, like no one's here or whatever, and then like he's really in my backyard and like trying to break in through my back door or something, you know, I don't know. So, and I did hear something, like you'll see in the text that I did hear something at the window, but I don't think it was him. I don't think it was anything, like maybe it was the wind, I don't exactly know, but his car was already gone, so I don't know where he would have parked it and like messed with the window. So I don't know, but I don't think it was him at this point. Like it was just like I was scared. I was like hearing all these noises after that. I was like, oh my god, like, you know, was that him, you know? And so then after that, she's like, look for the police officers, whatever. And so I see them through my window. I see them because they're all coming, like, and they came ready to fight, and the SWAT and everything, like all these cars pull up, and you know, like they all run out and stuff. Like it was like that. I was so like impressed, you know, because this is a small town. I thought they were just gonna like send one officer, you know, but they really came prepared, and it made me so happy because like wow, like they really did that for me, whatever. Anyways, so like I see them coming because they have like those big bar lights on their cars, and they're all on, and there's 3 cars that come in through the front, and I think 2 in the back. I wasn't really sure because I didn't see the cars in the back, but 1 or 2 in the back, so 4 or 5 that came in total. So they come, and I go to my door, I unlock it, and I hear them say like police, like whatever. And so I come out, and you know, they're yelling at me, and they're like, what's your address? And I'm like, I tell them my address, and they're like, okay, are you okay? Like, and this person that is talking to me right now is like a sheriff's deputy. I only know this because, or like I'm guessing he's a sheriff's deputy, because he was wearing, like the regular cops were wearing their regular uniforms, but he was wearing tan uniform, and he had a cap, like a cowboy hat on, and he was in like a Tahoe. So this man, the sheriff's deputy, we're gonna give him a name. We're gonna say his name is, I don't know, James. So James, the sheriff deputy, is he's asking me, he's like, okay, are you okay, like what happened, you know, what happened, whatever. And I tell him my story, tell him what I heard, what happened, like the car thing, you know, him knocking, like, you know, his lights, he had his emergency lights on. I tell him all this, and then he's like, okay, well, did you see the car? Did you see what kind of car it was? Did you see the color or whatever? First of all, it was dark as fuck because it was nighttime, so I did not see the car. I mean, like, I did see the car, but I didn't see the color. Like, I'm really bad with cars, so I don't know what type of car, but I do know that it was like a grandma car, like one of those old cars that all the like old people always drive, like. And I've done my research now, so I know that it was like similar to a Lincoln. I don't know if it was exactly a Lincoln, and if you don't know cars, I'll insert a picture of what a Lincoln looks like. It was similar to that. It was like an old grandma car that, you know, people like grandmas have because they were very like famous back then. So it was similar to a Lincoln, and he tells me, I tell him it's like an old grandma car and like a boat car. And I was like, I don't know what a boat car is, like I don't know what that's code for, but I thought of like Lincoln cars kind of do look like are similar to like SpongeBob boat cars, you know. So I was like, yeah, sure, like yeah, a boat car or whatever. So I agreed, I said yes. That's just what I went off of. So I was like, oh yeah, I guess, you know. And so then another police officer, and this is a regular police officer, him and his like partner or whatever, come from the back. And this police officer is like, oh, like I just pulled someone over. It was, and he said a specific name, but just to give them like privacy, I guess, because I don't know. I'm gonna change her name to Cindy. So we're gonna say it was Cindy. He said a specific name. He knew this girl. And so he was like, and this cop, we're gonna name him, the sheriff's office was James, so we're gonna name this regular police officer Joe. Okay, so Joe's a regular police officer, James is the sheriff's officer, and then Cindy is the girl that Joe pulled over. So Joe comes and he's like, oh, I just pulled over this car. She was just leaving this area when you texted that he just left, or the person just left. So first of all, I never saw when he left, you know, it was just like an estimate. I looked out the window and his car wasn't even there anymore, so I was like, okay, well, I guess he's gone. But my mom told them like, oh, I guess he's gone or whatever. So that's when he said like, oh, she just left, and well, that girl was just leaving at that time. So he pulled her over and he was like, oh, it was just Cindy, like she was dropping someone off in the area, like basically like saying this was a whole misunderstanding. Like I was totally fine, like it was just Cindy. That's basically what he was saying. It was just Cindy. And so I was like, okay, you know. And so the other officer's like, okay, well, like what was she driving? And then he was like, oh, it was just Cindy, like, you know, don't even worry about it, like don't worry about what she was driving, like it was just Cindy, like okay, like who cares, you know, it's just Cindy, you know, big misunderstanding. That's basically how he was acting. And so the James was like, okay, yes, I get it, but like who, like what was she driving? And then he was like, oh, Cindy has a BMW. And then he was like, okay, well, like that's not it, because she said that she saw a boat car. And at this time, like I know what BMWs look like, but like I mean there could be like different ones that I don't know about. So at this time I didn't think it was a BMW, you know, but I really didn't think the BMW was the car. James was like, oh, well, she said it was like an old boat car or whatever, like a grandma's car. And then he was like, oh, well, like her BMW is like not today, but it's like not old. And then he was like, oh, well, no, like she said it was like old or whatever. And he was like, oh no, like it was just Cindy, like she was in this area dropping off someone or whatever. Like, you know, he was so sure. And this officer, like no hate, but he did not take my statement. He did not hear what happened. He did not like hear everything that I told you. He didn't hear anything about it. He just came up and was like, it was Cindy, like, oh, like, you know, maybe you saw her across the street, like her car or whatever, like, you know, no, she was just dropping someone off. Like, that's basically what he was doing. He did not listen to me. He did not know that this person got off the car, like, or whatever. Like, he did not know all these, like, things that happened, because he didn't let me tell him. He just came up and was like, oh, it was Cindy. Because I told him two things. I think I said first that he came in through my driveway, and then he like reversed out and then parked right there with his emergency lights. And he was like, oh, everyone drives through your loop around, like it's not like everyone does that. He was like, even I've done that, like, you know, when you go down the dead end, there's nowhere to turn around, so we use your like loop around or whatever. And I'm like, I know, like, people use it, I know everyone uses it, but he didn't use it. He just came in, and instead of using the loop around, instead of doing that, he like came in and then reversed out the hard way and then parked right in front of my mailbox, which, like, you know, if it was everybody, he would have went around just like, you know, easily, but instead he reversed out and parked right there, right? So then I was like, well, it was a man. And then he was like, oh, well, like, yeah, Cindy has really short hair, so you probably saw her and thought it was a man, but, you know. And then he was like, I guess she was with another girl, I don't know. And he was like, they both have short hair, so, like, they both look like men, you know, so it's easily, like, and it's dark outside, so it's easily, like, to mistake them as men, you know what I mean? And I was like, no, like, I heard him outside my door, and he said hello, and then he was just like, oh no, it was Cindy, like, you know, he didn't even listen to me. Like, he was just like, he was like, no, like, she has short hair, like, that's probably why you thought it was a man. I was like, no, I did not see this person. Like, I didn't see him get off the car, I didn't see him get back on the car, I didn't see him through the peephole, I didn't see him at all. Like, I didn't see this person and just assume it was a man. I heard this man's voice, and maybe it was a woman that had a really deep voice, I don't know, but it was a very masculine, mature voice ish. Like, it sounded like an older man, not an older man, like, not old, but like maybe like 40s. I told him, like, I didn't see these people, like, I just heard his voice and I knew, like, it was a man. And he was like, oh, well, like, she has short hair, like, it was Cindy, whatever. And then, like, when I'm telling him this, he's just like fighting with me and saying, like, oh, well, when you said that he left, that's when she was coming out, so it has to be her. And first of all, I didn't say that she, like, the person just left, because I wasn't even on the phone with you. Like, I was literally in my house and scared to death, so I didn't tell you anything. I texted my mom, and I don't know exactly when he left, so I don't know if he just left in that specific minute, like right before that, or if he left like 2 minutes before that, because I don't know how long, like, I was waiting there after he did the card trick, you know what I mean? Like, I wasn't timing this, you know, so I don't know. And plus, I mean, there's two ways. I don't know where he stopped Cindy, but after you get out of my street, you can either go right or you could go left. So maybe he went the other way and Cindy went the other way, and he got Cindy and not the right person. I don't know. You know, and I could have died. Like, I don't know what this person wanted, but obviously they wanted to get inside my house, and, like, who knows what they were gonna do with me, you know? Like, I went through a traumatic thing. Like, yes, nothing happened to me, thank God, but, like, still, like, it is, like, a big deal, you know? Okay, so my phone died, but I'm back, and back where I was, he asked me if I wanted to go anywhere because I was distraught, and I didn't feel safe in this house. So and he asked me if I wanted to go to my mom's house, but my mom lives like an hour away from me, so I don't know, like, I wouldn't be able to go over there. So I opted to stay at my house because I had nowhere else to go. And yeah, and he was just like, basically this was like a done deal. He didn't really like feel like like him personally, he didn't really feel like I was in any danger anymore, like, or whatever. And I get that, like, I wasn't in any immediate danger. Like, the person left. Like, I'm not saying that they're not gonna come back, because they might. Like, he was like, oh well, like, you know, we'll be back and patrol the area in like an hour or so, like if anything happens, like call us or whatever. So they left, whatever. Now on to like theories. If it was Cindy, like, why did she come to my door? Why was she knocking at my door? Why did she, you know, like, want to get in so bad that she had to do the card trick to try to unlock the door when no one was answering? And if this was where the house that whoever she was dropping off was, like, she thought lived here or whatever, why didn't they have a key? You know, if they lived here, why didn't they have a key? Why did she have to break in to drop someone off? If it was her, you know, if it was her, why did she have to do all that to drop someone off? But like, everything just doesn't like add up. And if he was so sure that it was mother Cindy that tried to break in to my house while I was here, like, if it was Cindy that was trying to break into my house, why didn't he arrest her? You know, if he knew so much, like if he knew 100% that it was Cindy, because that's the way he was acting. He was like, oh no, it was just Cindy. It was just Cindy. Like, you know, like nothing's wrong. It was just Cindy. But if it was her, why did he let her go? Like what? I could have died. And I mean, I feel like I'm being over dramatic, but if you think about it, I love unsolved cases, and every single unsolved case is only unsolved because of bad police work. I'm not saying that this guy was a bad police, but in this time, yes, he was. He didn't even get my statement. He doesn't know fully what happened. He just thought it was okay because he thought it was that one person that was dropping off her. Okay, so now that's the end of my story. That's what happened. That's how I feel about that. Like, let me know what you think in the comments. And I do have some police friends, so let me know what y'all think, because I really want to know what y'all think. If that is that what y'all would do? Y'all would just be like, oh, it was Cindy, and just move on when someone literally tried to break into my house? I just want to know if that's protocol, or like, would you arrest them, or was he in the wrong? Like, I just want to know. You know, I'm not trying to bash this cop. I just want to know, because this is me. Like, this is my life. This actually happened. This is not just like a story, you know, on the internet. This literally happened to me. And I just want to know. I want to know. So, tell me your opinions. Tell me, do you think his car broke down? Do you think it was a man? Do you think it could be Cindy? The police officer was so sure it was her. Should I press charges on her because it was Cindy? You know, that's what he said. It was Cindy, 100%. That's basically what he said. So, yeah, let me know what y'all think. And, yeah, I'm glad I didn't die. There would not be more of these, hopefully. I hope this never happens to me, because that was scary, and I really don't want to repeat that. I don't want to die. I don't want to be scared like that again. So I really hope that was the last story time like that. If you want more story times, I can tell you happy stories or funny stories or whatever. If you like story times, you know, like it, and I could give you, or comment down below, and I could say more story times or whatever. Yeah, let me know what y'all think. I literally, like, I'm so scared. My heart's beating so fast, and I'm just talking about it. But yeah, so thanks for watching the end of the video. Love you guys. Bye.